Hey guys, welcome back to PintheQ Productions, PintheQ Podcast. We are in Florida at Fire Department Meals. If you watched, I had a couple of these meals already shipped to me by Robbie, and they are awesome. If you have not had a chance to see that review, please do that. I'm sure after this episode, you'll be doing the same. So, thanks for coming on to the show, bro.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming down.
This is a really cool location.
Appreciate it.
I mean, the hose bag, gear, logos, the place just looks awesome. From the street, it looks massive. So you got quite the operation going on here.
Appreciate it.
Before we go any further, though, tell everybody who you are.
My name is Robert. They affectionately call me Robbie, or my wife does. I'm the owner, retired fireman from Chicago. Married for 15 years.
And your beautiful wife is here.
Yep.
So I can attest to that. So she said, yeah, she's actually your wife. So.
Yeah, she admits it.
Right. So we got that.
Most days, anyway.
So I love hearing the beginnings, right? How it all started for you. So tell me how it all started for you with the fire department.
Working at the fire department, just like any kid, want to be a fireman. So I became a fireman just out of high school. Was my life.
So right out of high school, went right to the...
Yeah.
So,
college too, but right out of high school in the fire service. So I commuted from Chicago to school in Michigan and spent a lot of days on the road, a lot of days in the snow. Job came first. Missed the job. Broke my back in 2001. Retired. 19 years. That was it for me. That was the bureau. I'm not a bureau guy.
Right.
So we moved on in 2006. I went to the Middle East. That's where I met my beautiful wife. We spent the next 10 years there, and then came home.
So you just skated past a whole career in a second. So we're gonna go back. So I want to hear about recruit school. I want to hear about your first day. Stepping foot at the academy and saying, "Oh my God, I'm back to Chicago."
Well, back in our day, we didn't have much of an academy. It was you got on by knowing somebody back in way back when.
Right.
You didn't know somebody out of the department. And I didn't have an Irish name, which was a tough one to sell as well. But I knew somebody and ended up getting on. There was a couple weeks of training, but you're mostly a pro. You got on and you did your rookie years and you learned. And we were always busy enough. We ran a lot of calls in Chicago. So on the job training was pretty much what we got. Thrown into the fire from there.
And what was your first house?
I worked at Engine 38. Engine 38. That's where I started. I was there for two years. That was just outside of Little Italy, Chicago, and then transferred over to Truck 11, where I spent the last 17 of 19 years on.
Oh, wow.
On Truck 11. At the time I was there, we were one of the busiest houses. It was in the projects, 34th and Calumet. We ran a lot of calls. We were the busiest house in the city at the time. So we do about 3,600 calls a year. So you're running 10 a day. Yeah, you're running hard.
When I first started talking to you about fire department, obviously I can see you got emotional. It's very near and dear to your heart. Talk to me about what it meant to you to be a firefighter, like what that means to you. I mean, obviously, it's obvious what it means, but I want to hear from you, like, what that means to you.
No, it's everything. Yeah. I'd still be doing it.
Right, if you get injured, yeah.
I just wanted to take a moment to stop and reflect on the moment we just watched. That moment there is the very reason I do what I do. Meeting Robbie and getting to know him and his wife and learning about their business and learning about what they're doing there is pretty cool. But moreover, meeting Robbie and feeling that love for the job, that passion for the job that he has, is the very reason I do what I do. I mean, this is why I go and meet people and hear their stories and share their stories with you, so you can learn who they are. And how much the fire service means to them, how much it means to them to be a firefighter. In the moment that I ask him about that and he wells up, it's obvious to me that he truly loves being a fireman, misses being a fireman, and if not for breaking his back, he would still probably be a fireman. So I just wanted to take a moment to recognize that and say what an honor it was for me to meet him personally and to share that moment with him. All right,
So-
guys, back to the video.
You're tired, obviously from an injury, which no one likes to go out that way.
No,
so I
worst
understand.
way to go.
But what I love about what you did is this, right? So you're still in it, right? You're still part of the fire service. You're still making a contribution to the craft, to the culture of the fire department, which brings me to here, right? So tell me how this all started. This is awesome.
Well, the fire department, you ate as a family. Food was, if it wasn't fire, it was food. That's what we all did. And when we went to the Middle East, when I went to the Middle East, when we were in the Middle East, we ended up cooking a lot for friends. And most of our friends were military. We knew, every military branch would be in our house every weekend because Junior was doing the cooking. Everybody goes, you need to open up a restaurant. And both, we explored the restaurant idea in brick and mortar. We looked in Chicago, $1.5 million for a building. We said, nah, wow. By the time you put that in there, you put all the staff in there, you put all the other things in there. Right. You got to do really well. Chicago, you probably would have done really well. But we then sat and watched a movie one day called Chef and Food Truck. So we said, shit, that's a great idea. We don't have to cook in Florida. We don't have to cook in Chicago. We go in there and cook, and do whatever we want. And we got a food truck. I have an old retired rescue walk-in.
Awesome.
That's probably 50% weight finish. But then meal prep kind of came on scene in the midst of building this food truck. And I had another job. I had an engineering degree, so I was working, doing other things. I worked at Universal Studios. Dunya was at home. Architect by education, but obviously not working here. So we started this meal prep thing. And then COVID hit. And, curse or blessing, COVID was good for us. People needed to eat. People wanted home-cooked food.
Right, you couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, you couldn't go nowhere. I mean, you can get Uber, Chipotle, Uber, whatever, but you couldn't get a home-cooked meal that was clean ingredients, made with love. You could taste the food. You tasted it. And delivered to your door, contactless delivery. We were set up to do it. There was a lot of restaurants that tried. When that all hit, and they couldn't scramble and get the system together. It's a lot of logistics.
Oh, yeah.
in getting delivery set up and not counting on Uber and paying that 30% fee and all that other stuff that they charge you. And we had it, we just were in the right spot at the right time for meal prep locally. And then from there we expanded out. Now we're in all 50 states.
Wow. It must be crazy to see all the progression for you guys, you and your wife, to see how you started and now to see where you're at now. It's gotta be so cool.
It's cool and scary.
Yeah. Well, there's so much that goes behind the scenes that people don't realize. Just the everyday, like you said, the everyday aspects of owning a business, running a business, especially food, the overhead and all that goes with that.
All the prices changing all the time. It's such a fluctuating business,
right?
And a lot of times in our business, all our business is pre-order. So if there's a fluctuation in price when I put my order in, right? I don't adjust my price. I can't. People have already paid. That number is locked in.
Right.
And we've had that. We've taken some things off of our menu that because the price was never steady enough, I couldn't. And then I didn't know until I bought it. I couldn't adjust fast enough. So I was, you're to the point where you're losing money or breaking even. And so we said, them things are coming off the menu.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing about being this close to it. You can adjust accordingly, and we have the the flexibility to adjust our menu on a whim. So if I can't get corn because it's not fresh, put peas in it. You know, so you got the flexibility to adjust in what we do, and you're not usually going to get anybody that's terribly upset if you switch one vegetable out for another. But,
and the important thing to talk about here is the ingredients, because this isn't, you know, a fast food chain where you're just throwing whatever in there.
Correct.
These are wholesome ingredients that people can eat and not be sick and not feel bloated after they eat it. The portions are awesome, and I'm speaking from experience because, you know, before we did this, I wanted to see for myself. I wanted to try them. One of the things I noticed that, you know, portion controls is obviously a thing. And when I had it, I don't know if this is going to fill me out, because it was the size of it. I don't think it's going to fill me out. And man, it did. And afterwards, I didn't feel bloated. I didn't feel like crap. And you know how often happens when you eat like a frozen meal or you eat something quick on the whim. And one of the things we talked about off camera, which I'd love for you to talk about, is you know, firehouse. Right? Eating at the firehouse.
Yeah.
I guarantee you open a refrigerator at one of the firehouses, you're going to find all kinds of things in there that aren't good for us.
oh yeah, we could probably visit any firehouse around town and open up their cupboard, their dry storage, and find cans of this and cans of that. We pride ourselves on clean ingredients. We just, one of our things is ingredients we're proud of, and then we list the ingredients.
Right. Because you're eating the very same thing.
Absolutely.
Yourself, right? So that, to me, that speaks volumes of what you're doing.
I take these meals home because when I go home, I'm not cooking.
Right.
You know, Dunya's not cooking. So,
especially after cooking all day. You know, the last thing you want to do is go home and cook.
Yeah, we take these home, and if we ain't taking these home, we're stopping and getting probably the cleanest food we can is going to be a sushi choice. You know, or sometimes we splurge and get tacos, but you can't really screw up.
Who doesn't love tacos? Who doesn't love tacos?
You can't really screw up a cilantro onion taco, right?
Yeah.
So we're very, very selective in where we eat, if we eat anything outside of our meals. Clean ingredients are really important, and we're really trying to educate firehouses, just John Q. Public. Everybody needs to be made aware. And I think more and more people are becoming aware, because with a lot of the things we follow and a lot of the research we do, there's a lot of people out there exposing, you know, all the things that are in, you know, a chicken patty or a all beef patty, or, you know, the bun that's on that patty. That there's more stuff in there than just flour, yeast, and, you know, egg or water.
And these are things we're like shoveling into our mouth daily.
Literally, right? You know, food is the quickest medicine or the slowest poison. You know, live by that, because it's so true. If you're not eating healthy now, you will pay for it later just to save $5 today.
So true. Yeah. No, I mean that's giving chills, because that's so true. You know?
Yeah. It's
a perfect now.
And firemen today, even police officers, military, their quickest thing is a drive-through. They're busy. They're running calls. They're doing. I mean, I got to eat. You know, look. I'm not going to toot my own horn. These meals are perfect for something like that. You can go back and grab it, throw it in the microwave if you want, or heat it on the stovetop. You got a good, clean, nutritious meal.
Yeah.
You know, protein, calorie dense. We've had people say to us too, your calories, there's no way that meal is a big meal because your calories are too low. They're not empty calories. Don't eat empty calories. Eat good, solid calories, and you're going to be full.
What I like about it is we just said, and that is you take them, you throw them in the refrigerator, you throw them in the freezer, and then you get slammed. Let's say you're on the rescue and you're running and running and running. You don't get a chance to eat. Now you just go back. Now you have something clean to eat.
Yeah.
You know, it's quick.
Quick and easy.
All right. So, what's the future for you, bro? Because this obviously is not it. I can tell just by talking to you, this is not it. So, what's on the horizon for you?
Yeah, we're kicking off. We got the ball rolling with a non-profit charity called Heroes Feeding Heroes.
Awesome. What's that about?
Well, we're looking to. There's a lot of fallen or injured firefighters, police officers, military. I'm a firefighter, so we're going to start with firefighters and help those families, wives that may have lost somebody. firefighters that have been injured can't, or even women firefighters, anybody that's been injured can't really take care of themselves, or are struggling to eat or struggling to make ends meet. We're looking to fill that void.
That's awesome.
Send boxes of food, give them good nutrition. Nutrition is 90% of any health battle that you're going to take. So let's get these people that are probably eating like crap because they're distraught, they're grieving, they don't know what to do next. They've got children, so we're looking.
And eating health is probably the last thing on their list.
Yeah, they're not. They're they want to take their kids to the quickest places to get some food in their mouth, and if we can help with that first, and then as it grows, we definitely look at monetary issues and growing this thing to be a true charity. I've got my business. I don't need the charity. I want the charity. I want to help people that need it.
Yeah, man. They say, and I know you've heard this a million times over, and as our guests have too. Firefighting, it's a noble calling, right?
Yes.
It's a noble calling. So to do what you're doing, to give back, give people free meals, to help, that's a noble calling, bro. And honestly, man, I'm at a loss of words, which I'm a little loss of words. So I don't know what to say other than thank you, man. That's an awesome thing.
We just
Good for you, bro.
People need it,
Yeah.
A lot less fortunate people out there than we are. I could be in a wheelchair today.
Right. And
I'm not. I'm walking. I'm blessed. I tell people come in here, they walk in my store and they go, "How you doing?" I said, "I'm on the right side of dirt."
Yeah. Today I'm vertical, so that's a good thing. Yeah.
If I'm on this side of dirt, there ain't nothing gonna bother me today.
It's cool that you and your wife are doing this together. I think that's cool, man. And especially that you're able to build something from the ground up, and
not kill each other.
And not kill each other. Yeah. So that's a good thing that you got going on here. So talk me through the process. So everyone watching right now and they're interested in this, how does it work? What's the first thing they do? Is there a website they can look at? Is there a phone number? How does it work?
It can work many ways with us. We do have a website. It's Fire Department Meals. The department's abbreviated. You go there. You have several different options on our website. You'll go look at the current menu without any hassle. You just go look, see what we have.
Okay.
If you wish to, if you're local, and we consider local about 20 miles out.
I saw delivery trucks.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
yeah, thanks. Locally is hand delivered.
Okay.
Anything outside that 20 miles, we put in a box and ship UPS. It just got to be. I used to deliver out to Lakeland. I used to deliver up to the villages, out to Cocoa Beach, up to Daytona, all by hand. But as we've grown, all of that got to be a little too much. I couldn't be on the streets till 10, 11 o'clock. We were delivering some people 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, wow.
Makes some people angry when you're knocking on the door with their food at that time.
Yeah.
They're happy to see you, but they ain't so happy to see you. So we just said, it's better we start putting this in boxes, and you're going to get your food the next day. It's not the same day, but it's better for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, or you can call us, you can send us an email. We have probably 30, 40 people that send us an email every week because they just will not go on.
Okay.
Well, go online, but they just won't order online.
Right. Some people are just creatures of habit, right?
Yeah. So they'll type us an email, they'll send it in, and we print it out, and we count it in production.
How far are you from Disney?
How far from Disney?
Yeah.
From here? Maybe 30 minutes.
Okay, so think about that for a second, right? Everyone watching, you're going to take your kids to see the mouse. 30 minutes away, come check out this place because, if you're a firefighter, you got to check this place out in person. The pictures I'm going to show you, the videos don't do any justice to be here and see this place, especially from the outside.
Yeah.
I mean, from the outside, it looks so cool. And then, it almost feels like a firehouse, which I love. And then you come inside and there's a fire truck that makes it look like it's coming out of the bay. It's pretty cool. I have opposite gear. It feels like home when you come in here. I get that like firehouse home feeling.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so you've done a good job trying to create that essence because it's working, for sure. Yeah. The recipes, are they your own? Do you just come up with the recipes? How does that work?
A lot of the recipes are our own. However, we do get a lot of our brothers and sisters will send in a recipe,
Oh, nice.
or they'll post something online, and I send them a message, tell them I'm stealing it.
That's awesome.
With their blessing, of course. They said, "Go ahead, steal away."
Right.
In fact, that's how one of the recipes coming up is the Captain Smack. Will be next week.
Nice.
He posted it one day. He used to run a little food page, and I saw it, and I told him, "Brother, I'm stealing this one." We became friends.
Isn't that the greatest part of the fire service and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, and look, I'm as honest as they come. I'm gonna steal something. I'm gonna tell you I'm stealing. Do what you want later. But and we got a lot of volunteer. We got a captain up in Louisiana on the Lafayette, Louisiana Fire Department. He came down actually. We had Channel 35, Fox 35 out here. Did a thing with David Martin.
Oh,
and he was here with us. We cooked for David Martin. And
very cool.
he came down and he did one of his recipes, Captain Kobe's Cosmic Chicken. We call that one. And, he's got a hot Cajun sauce. I'm going to give him a plug because it's fantastic stuff.
Awesome.
And then afterwards we shot the shit. They cooked up some alligator legs. And
Cool. I was in Florida. So.
boudin and we had a feast after we closed the doors early.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, it is a brother. We love firefighters to come in if they got recipes and they want to come and cook them here. Let come on in. Well, we love to have brothers come in here and cook we'll put them on the menu, name it after them. We'll come up with whatever they want.
There's the invitation right there. There's your invitation right there. So if you're curious, there it is.
We love it, and we're proud to share recipes from our brothers and sisters.
Earlier when you spoke to me about people, firefighters eating at the firehouse and what they're actually putting in their bodies, and obviously cancer is a big deal in the fire service, and it's not just the soot on the helmets or what's in our gear, but what we put in our mouth too. Talk about some of that.
If we go to a firehouse today, we're going to open up the cabinets. You're going to find stuff with bioengineered products. You're going to find seed oils. You're going to find sugars, high fructose sugars, and their box of Cheerios and the stuff that they eat on the fly. Sugar feeds cancer. So you could avoid the fire, go all through the fire service and never get cancer from the fire service itself, but the shit you eat during that period, it could be what gives you the cancer in the first place. I'd say it's a really sore subject for me, cancer.
Yeah, because again, I think the first thing that comes to mind, at least in the fire service, is career, volunteer, whatever. The first thing that comes to mind is, all right, well, I know when we all first started, no one washed our helmets. It was an honor, like a badge of honor to have a sooty helmet, gear that was disgusting and dirty and smelled, and that was like a badge of honor. But now, like obviously with the education we have, and we realize we're losing brothers and sisters to cancer, now we're cleaning gear. Now we're getting rid of that stuff. We have fire wipes and all these other kind of products that help clean us up. So speaking about food, I mean, I think it's important to recognize that what we put in our bodies also is killing us.
You spend all this time cleaning your gear, but you're not cleaning your inside.
Right.
You can. It's like going to the gym. A lot of firemen are all about working out, doing this and doing that, but then they'll leave the gym and they'll go through the quickest drive-through that they can go through, get all that highly processed food, full of sugar, full of all these other godforsaken chemicals that is used to make that food, and then go back and do it all over again, and then wonder why things aren't changing in their lives.
Right.
We visit a lot of gyms here. And we try to preach nutrition to the best of our ability, and people look at you. Nutrition is first. You work out all day long. You can clean yourself until you're so clean it's dangerous.
Right.
But if you're eating bad and you're not putting the proper nutrition in your body, it doesn't matter.
One of the things I want to point out to our viewers and listeners, is that this is not a commercial. Okay, I want to make that very clear. This is not a commercial for Fire Department Meals. It's not. This is a brother who is doing something for the fire service, for people, that's nutritious, it makes sense, first of all, and the passion that you show, the care you have for brothers and sisters, and you know, you starting this charity, it speaks about the person you are, and you know, it's been an honor and pleasure to meet you. So seeing what you got going on here, it's exciting, man. I can't wait to see more of it. I'm really excited to see the heroes be heroes.
Yeah, we're excited about it, and again, I'm not here to plug my business. All I care is, look, if it ain't me helping you, be you helping you.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Eat the right food, please. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be me.
And it all starts with education, right? I mean, so this is part of it. This is all part of it. So,
We've learned a lot when we started this thing, and the more you learn, the cleaner the ingredients get back there. You know, switch out oils. There's avocado oils, there's coconut oils. That's all we're using around here. It's just pay attention. I mean, it's so important. Health is you can't buy health.
Right. You only got one body. Right?
Yeah.
You gotta leave.
When you're sick, that's it. Now you're fighting for your life, and you can prevent it. You may not keep it from happening, but you can surely slow this shit down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know, for sure. Yeah, bro, it's been so great talking to you, man. I'm excited to learn more about your upcomings, especially the charity app. You know, when that gets going, make calls back. I want to check that out firsthand. Check out what we got going on.
Yeah, it's a little ways off yet, but when we do it, we want to make sure it's done correctly, and we're helping the right people for the right reasons.
And nothing great happens overnight, anyway. So.
No, this took forever.
Right.
We don't do nothing, you know, half baked.
Yeah.
To us, it's if we're going to do it, we're going to do it as well as we've done this, and make sure that it helps the right people.